Okay everybody, welcome to the modeling clay tutorial. Let me see if I can get this camera to show you everything we need to show you. First of all, this is the tote. It's a large tote. It has instructions on the top as well. And we're going to talk about those in a minute. And let's find out a little bit more about modeling clay so we can get you your bead. First of all, this is a green mat. I made many of these. They are just laminated construction paper and they help protect the table. So go and get one of these from on top of the brown cupboard, and you'll need to have that down below where you're going to be working. So first things, green mat. Second thing, let's take a look at everything that's inside the tote. Let's see if I can get this over top of here. Alright, so in the tote, there are little containers full of modeling clay, and there are wipe-ups, so you can use one to wash your hands up after you're done playing with the modeling clay, because the colors do get on your hands. And there are also some little tools. I'll bring these tools out right now and talk to you about them. And I'm going to bring out some of the clay to show you about them. Everything else can go back into the tote, and we'll look at the tote later. Okay, so here we are again. So I told you that I would bring out some of the things out of the tote. And here we go. So this is how the clay comes. Each one of these is the top for the next one. So that as you're undoing these, see, when you do them back up again, you just put them together, click these two together down here, and that's it. Modeling clay is kind of cool clay. It's different from Play-Doh because it doesn't ever get hard. It lacks some of the chemicals that make a clay get hard. So this clay is only to be used to make characters to do a stop animation. So if you want to make a character to do stop animation, this modeling clay is all for you. It won't ever get hard, so that really helps because you can work on your person, and when you get, or your characters, and when you get your characters done, then it might take you a couple of weeks of coming in, you know, every now and then to get them done, and then you can use them, and even if they sit, you can just change them a little bit and do the stop animation film with them, which is kind of cool. So let's talk about a couple of things you'll need to know. So first of all, we just talked about who can use this. It's just to get ready for a stop animation. Secondly, mixing colors. We have a lot of colors in there, so I'm betting you can find a color to use, but if you can't, that's understandable. But use a dime, or on the top of the lid there's a dot. That's the size of clay that you're allowed to mix. You can get that size of, let me see if you can see it, there's so much glare, but you can get that size of each color and mix it together. Okay, when we had our first kit here, the problem I had was I put the kit out, and like 2 or 3 days later, all of the colors have been mixed together because some of the kids didn't understand that. And so what they did was they decided they wanted to make a green, so they took like a half a block of blue and a half a block of yellow, and they made a huge block of green, and that was just really not very nice. So now we're doing it this way. So you have to make sure that that piece matches up with the dot on the front. And that's how you know how to mix clay. Okay, so another thing that you can do, other than mix colors to get your exact color, is these are some sticks, and we have these little tools that you can use for cutting or for blending. You can use the other end of them. They're each two-sided, so that you can use them to like draw or make little distinctions in there, to thin stuff out. There's a lot of stuff in here to use to get your character ready. In addition, if you need, I have some thin wire that you can use to make an outline of your character if you need. I also have things like googly eyes and all kinds of strange things like that in my office. And you can use any of those to make your character that you want. Just come and see me, I'll get those for you. Okay, so other than like googly eyes or the wire that I just talked about, another great idea to make your character is combine your talents. Make something that goes with him off of the 3D printer or out of the sewing kits, or go ahead and combine your talents. Maybe you're going to make a little robot and you could start with some of the stuff that's in the electronics area. So that it doesn't have to be just clay to make your character. You can make your character out of anything. So really envision what you're going to do. And then, because the next part of it is the stop animation, then you're going to need to know what's your character going to do. What's going to happen with your character? Does it have you have a plot in mind with the character? Do you have more than one characters? Who's going to play the voice of the second character? Are you going to do all the voices yourself? So once you've finished with creating your character in the modeling clay, and you're ready to make a movie out of it, you're going to take the tutorial for the Tabletop Studio, and that's the one that you're going to use in order to make your movie. So now when you're all done with the clay and you want to put it up, everything goes back into the tote. And don't forget to wash your hands afterwards. We've got some of the little plastic, of the little baby wipes in there for you. Put the cover back on the tote, and it goes back over on the shelf with the name facing out. And don't forget to put your green mat back up on the shelf afterwards. Have a lot of fun and enjoy. See you in the makerspace.